Welcome to my presentation on the impact of an education technology specialist on teaching and learning at Chinese International School. All these images are from me and of my teaching and of my students in my classroom. Here's one image of my website where I welcome in multiple languages everyone to our website. And I thank you for taking time to learn about my research. A brief outline of what we will be discussing today. I thought we can start with a quote. And this was inspired from me observing another teacher going back for their master's in education. And it developed a passion in me for learning, which then gave me the impression that I'll never stop to grow. And I think that if we think about what happened with that teacher and me, what might happen with others, there is no if you, it's if we do, we will never cease to grow. So I thought that was very appropriate for here. An introduction to my school and my research. 51 years ago, the Beatles wrote the song Better. Getting better all the time, right? And the words, I used to get mad at my school. No, I can't complain. The teachers who taught me weren't cool. No, I can't complain. You're holding me down, turning me around, filling me up with your rules. And here it is 51 years later. And I still feel confident that there's little difference in the choice that teachers have in the way that they teach, the choice for students in the way that they demonstrate their understanding. There's very little allowed in the native tools or their digital mobile devices that they have access to, interdisciplinary projects, or integrating technology to transform teaching and learning. Background on my school, Chinese International School is in the heart of Hong Kong. You could see our 9 buildings here, beautiful view of the harbor. We are proudly a dual language school, both English and Chinese. We are, from being established in 1983, a IB school, an international baccalaureate school with strong IB scores. Our students score 38.5 out of 45. We are the highest in Hong Kong out of all the international schools. We have a very diverse population. We are a one-to-one Apple school. That means all students, teachers and staff, and parents are tech savvy. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it, but we are. When I was hired here just 4 months ago, my head of school described the teachers in relation to where they are with technology being in one of 3 groups. 1, they either take on a challenge, try, modify if necessary, and try again as they enjoy the process. 2, those that simply replace a traditional teaching technology, like, let's say, reading a book is now reading on a Kindle, or writing a paper with pen and paper, writing an essay, is now done on the computer. That is simply replacing, or those that oppose it because our test scores are so high and they say, why bother? The last group is a wait and see and sort of waiting to see which of the 2 groups wins. My role as an education technology specialist is to support all teachers. And to do that, I need to be approachable. I need to let teachers know that they can be vulnerable in front of me. It is okay to share that they do not know what they might need to do with technology and integrating technology. I need to invite staff to work with me, not mandate. I need to model and share technology and project-based learning opportunities, and we need to tap into their strengths. It is tapping into those talents through challenges that we collectively set, or those that they choose on their own, that can help them know that they can grow, be successful, make a difference, and be appreciated, especially for their effort. Success or fail does not matter. My research question is going to be and is based on Action Research Project. And my research question is, in what ways can an ETS create opportunities that motivate CIS teachers to integrate technology? Sub-questions include, and my literature review was very thorough, and it focused on technology barriers, project-based learning, and instructional coaching. Now, this one quote comes from a very powerful article that I read by Player written in 2008, where technology is the new literacy and coaches or specialists should be in place to support teachers and students in all subject areas. Fraser says it is for that reason students need to have access to teachers who are able to provide for their technology literacy needs. Now, teachers' views and barriers to tech integration. Barrett notes how teachers often ignore new technology, hoping it will soon be gone, as has been the case with many other technologies that have come their way. Project-based learning and how it facilitates tech integration. Integrating technology through project-based learning model and creating a learning environment allows students to achieve high scores. Teachers can relieve some pressure students feel about tests, according to English from 2013. And that is key because our students are stressing their tests here. Now, looking at needs assessment, a couple of surveys and interviews were conducted, and I found most common teachers were saying that they were finding it fun, feeling good, finding it easy, and feeling it is helpful when integrating technology. And I grouped into feeling positive about utilizing technology. Specifically, I then asked them about how they feel relating to the administration describing their desire to have tech integrated. And teachers said that they were feeling confused, feeling stressed, not understanding, or feeling lost. And I grouped that into stressing using technology in the classroom. And teachers, when I asked what were some of the barriers to their use of technology enhanced learning, they stated lack of training highest. Now, action and assessment plan. Looking at the action and assessment plan, strategies to be implemented include an ETS support ticket, coaching and collaborative teaching models, coaching cycles, which would include a pre-conference, in-class lesson, and reflection time, having the iSpace schedule, which is going to be fantastic space with mini workshops to meet the needs of teachers, to assess my first cycle efforts with teachers. The ETS support ticket is going to be supported by the data collected in the forms. That is a Google form. And along with my head of school, each quarter, I'm going to review the number of teachers using it and the items that they request. Fairly quickly, I could create and provide workshops in the iSpace for them. With students, teachers and I should be able to see students engaged in longer-term project-based learning. We can utilize the Tech Integration and Project-Based Learning Student Survey, which will give us feedback from the students on how they feel about changes in their classroom and the learning. We could assess their attitudes before and after. And with teachers, again, assigning a timeline for assessing the coaching and collaborative teaching models. It's going to be tricky to assess this, but we should be able to see teachers involved in the decision making. There can also be an end of cycle anonymous survey, which will help me evaluate the process of planning for tech integration and project-based learning opportunities. I can assess their confidence in integrating and creating project-based learning opportunities and their comfort level with me. To assess my first year, and this will be in late May efforts, my first year efforts, there could be questions coming from the multiplier effect, and I've selected specific questions from there. And I will also, through the larger community, meet with other ETS specialists in the area. We have monthly meetings. Now, implementation and results for this data, specifically teacher support ticket, over 75% when they completed it, focused on areas that they need help with. It involved teaching and learning. And through that, I have my Tech Tips blog. And I've also set up a Google Calendar where teachers can book me or even drop in to see me for support. Roughly 70% requested a meeting time with me. And 36% utilized the Tech Tips or drop-in times with me through Google Calendar. As you can see, they predominantly needed assistance with teaching and learning. Looking at the barriers, again, bringing it down a little bit closer. 50% lack of training, 35% lack ideas on how to integrate technology. What type of PD teachers would want most? 60% said teachers training teachers, which was a big revelation for me because I thought that they might want me most, working with an ETS. But it is nice to see that 50% still chose as their one of their top choices one-to-one time with an ETS. 50% also said that they would like time in an iSpace, time with Me in the I space learning about new, specific, targeted, and short sessions centered around technology. Looking at the best fit to this sentence where teachers were to complete I need, 55% stated that they need more time to plan. 55% want more professional development opportunities centered around technology. 50% said that they want more time to integrate technology, but also to play with the technology. Select your top 3 of the 7 models listed in the collaborative coaching models. They do want collaboration with an ETS. I do like seeing that they want station teaching, team teaching, but they don't want the one teach, one observe. Only 3 wanted that. That is the old model, and it was interesting to see how that is no longer the current best choice. Putting into a word cloud the words that came up most often through interviews and through surveys, I put into a word cloud the words that came up the most, and those words that come up the most show up the biggest here. And we see teachers liked about working with an ETS, the learning, differentiation, opportunities for teaching, engagement, experience, lots of positive words coming up here. When I look at students, and this would be a post-coaching cycle, ongoing, majority enjoyed group work. And we can see here 35% learning new material, they prefer group work. Active learners, students describe what type of learner they are. They're active learners, they learn by doing, and here they prefer by doing. Students want to do. Students' attitudes also change. When I surveyed students before or at the start of a class, and then after having project-based learning opportunity, I try my best even when it is a difficult task. For the most part, they're right in the middle. And here, strongly agree or agree. The majority. I value working with other students in the middle, and then move to almost all strongly agree or agree. Attitudes changed almost all, seeing that they could learn from others and that they could try harder. I learned from my classmates. Some no, disagree, some neutral, to almost strongly agree and agree. Same thing, I'm able to try harder when the teacher gives me encouragement. To look at that line go up for strongly agree. Students also put into a word cloud their most common words chosen. Students like technology integration and project-based learning for the ability to collaborate. They found it interesting. Hands, project, they liked it. So my conclusion, reflection on the process. I understand why many adults speak at an audience rather than involving them in the learning process. It can sometimes be scary or hurtful to hear reflections or reactions to your presentation. But we know as leaders, we need to employ collaborative capacity building. We need to be involved as an educator and to involve others and secure internal group-based accountability. It's key. There were some significant findings here. And me as a multiplier, I know I'm confident that success will be fueled by cycles of failure. That is for sure. Our coaching cycle will involve teachers exploring, discovering, experiencing failures, successes, reflections, and modifications if necessary. With a focus on my research question, what strategies do CIS teachers find successful for integrating technology into their classrooms that transforms their teaching? I began by sharing my tickets and my collaborative coaching, and all of these, I've learned that teachers are motivated to integrate technology. But they want choice. They want their voice heard. They want to take part in the process. They want and need ideas. They need a space to do this, and they want a partner to do this with. Students were also too stressed. Some limitations include time. I'm new to CIS, and building a very close relationship early on is difficult, where I'm trying to get teachers to feel that there won't be any judgment. I won't go to the head of school and say, oh my gosh, you got to see what's happening in this classroom. They do not know how to do blah. No, it won't happen. My personal growth and experience as an ETS, I've always thought working with a coach would be beneficial. My first experience with a coach, I look back on it and I loved it. But I remember at the time, I dreaded it. So I need to remember that. Few other teachers chose coaching. They don't want coaching as a top cycle. And that is a big impact and wow factor for me. I go forward with this quote. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Thank you for watching my presentation.